Hello, American farmsteaders. This is Jenny with the Gramstead Family Farm, and I'm here with my friend Donna from Hazelbell Farm.
Hey, hey.
And today we are actually coming to you to talk all things chickens.
Yay, chickens.
Yes, because, we thought chickens might be a good thing to talk about because, it is the gateway into homesteading and farmsteading. And it's a really great way to get a quick, easy start.
Yeah.
Relatively easy.
I think so too. That's one of the first things that a lot of people ask about when they move to property where they can spread their wings a little bit.
Yep.
And that they first thing they say is, I want to get some chickens.
Yep.
So,
yeah, so it's often the gateway into homesteading and farmsteading, but then meat chickens are often the gateway into raising your own protein.
yes, for butcher. Yeah. So we did that protein podcast a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
And had a pretty big response back with that. It's got a lot of downloads. A lot of people are interested in that. So we said, let's pick that apart a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chickens. Here we are.
Yeah, because really, easy, inexpensive protein.
Yeah.
That you can do a lot of different things with.
Yeah. And even if you're not ready into the butchering.
Yeah.
We're talking eggs today.
Yeah, for sure. So where do we want to go?
Well, tell me like what's going on at your farm?
Well, as far as chickens go, I actually moved some chickens today. We moved we move our meat chickens every day. Mm-hmm. But I guess I should say I relocated some meat chickens because our oldest daughter, Jaden, who is, she's a young adult, but she has decided that she's going to grow a little flower farm, a little flower garden. She wants to maybe dabble in some cut flowers.
Awesome.
So I'm like, yay.
Yes, ag has come back.
Thank you.
Yes. I know.
But try not to be too excited.
Right, because then it's not cool.
Right.
She won't want to do it.
So, she was talking about, we need to till up an area. And do we have a tiller, Mom? I'm like, yes, we have a tiller, but you don't need a tiller. So what we did was we moved one of the meat chicken tractors to the area where she's going to put her flowers and put a big the portable electric fence around their meat tractor.
Cool.
And so we have them kind of secluded to a pretty decent sized area. And I told her, I said, you just need to let these chickens work the land for you.
Yeah.
Put them in there. We'll feed them in there. And they will scratch around. They'll take care of some of the weeds that are there.
Yeah.
It's already a pretty kind of a sandy area. There's not a whole lot of grass in it, but there's definitely some weeds there. So we're going to let them scratch it up and poop on it. And she actually started seeds today.
Wow.
Yes.
What, do you have any idea what she's planning?
She started some giant red and golden amaranth.
Okay.
Am I saying
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah.
Okay. She started that, a variety of sunflowers.
Okay.
She did some zinnias, some marigolds, maybe daisies. I can't remember if she did the daisies or not. And then she had some really cute, specialty, fancy flower seeds, maybe foxglove.
Wow.
Yeah, it's this really tall
Yeah.
flower that has a bunch of little kind of trumpet looking flowers on it. So I'm like, oh, that's fancy.
Yeah.
So, I suggested, hey, start those seeds while the chickens are doing the hard work for you.
Yeah.
And hopefully by the time the chickens have it nice and ripe, it'll be close to time to put some flowers in.
Very cool.
Yeah, so we moved the chickens, and that's a great thing about chickens.
Yeah.
Is they're kind of like a workhorse of an animal in a sense. I've put out a pile of hay in the chicken coop. I used to spend the time and spread all the hay out for them and make it all nice and flat and even. But it really, in reality, you can really just pile it up in there, and they're going to scratch through it, and they're going to do the work for you.
Right.
They're going to spread it out how they want to spread it out.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of nice in that aspect.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Chickens will scratch through. We talked about compost a little bit a couple weeks ago, and like they have this innate ability, like they want to get in there and spread it out and see what's in there.
Yeah.
And so like in that capacity is kind of a pain, but yeah, let them do the work for you.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So I'm just so super excited about this.
So one of your kids wants to do something, wants to grow something. Yeah,
I know.
It's pretty cool.
So, and she's already been doing like a little container garden. She lives on the second floor of our barn, so she's got little pots that go up the stairs, and she's actually growing some flowers up her little stairs.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's exciting. I'm excited to hear about that. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
So, yeah, got to utilize those chickens because, we definitely feel their presence because there's so many of them in my yard.
You got to make it worth keeping them.
Got to make it worth keeping them. So, any way that we can utilize them. They're actually, my chickens right now, the free range ones, the egg layers, are doing a great job of picking through all the cow patties next door. We have been dragging our pastures because they're smaller.
Right.
And I don't put my chickens all the way out where my pastures need to be drugged, but my neighbors, just right on the other side of my fence there, there's so much cow manure over there, and my chickens have just been over there going crazy.
Good. That's
Yes.
I mean, it's breeding ground for flies.
It is.
And flies don't respect fences.
And no, they don't. Neither do chickens.
No.
So it's working out.
Good. Good. Yeah, that is good.
Yeah, so other than meat chickens, we definitely have lots of layers on the farm. People ask me all the time, how many chickens do you have? And
Oh,
I'm
that's
like,
so funny you say that because Eric and I had the same conversation last night.
I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
I don't know. Like, I mean,
Some. I don't know. I have some chickens.
right now I probably have maybe like 90-ish meat birds in the yard, and then I don't know, maybe 30 egg layers. Like, there's a lot of chickens.
I mean, but the number is forever evolving, so it's hard to really
It's
know.
always changing.
You want to hear something really funny is that we were joking about this last night. Like, people always ask me, like, how many chickens do we have? And I started some years ago with, like, I don't know. And, like, people look at me like I'm crazy. Well, now we're at the point where people say, how many cows do you have? And I'm like,
hold on, let me think
I
about
don't
that.
really know.
Right now we have, and you're like looking up in the air trying to find the answer.
Let's see, there's 4 over there, and 3 over there, and 3 over there, and we added 3 more to that group. And I was wrong last week when I said how many calves we're going to be expecting. Like, I was way under. Like,
Ooh, really?
when we started last night, when we started talking about it, we have, okay, so Big Mean Red Mama,
Okay.
that has a butcher date.
Yeah.
So our AI guy was here last night. I trust him wholly, completely.
Okay.
And he raises Brahmas. He's raised Brahmas for 40 years.
He knows them.
Yeah, I said, Fila, I think this girl is bred, and I'm not really sure what to do about it. You come look at these things that I'm telling, that I think these are the reasons I think she's bred, and tell me, is it because she's old or because she's bred? And he took one look at her and laughed at me and said, she's not old. And so, there's certain anatomy parts we were looking at that he said she's no more than 30 days out from calving. Her butcher date is in 2 weeks. So,
Wow.
right, it immediately changes things because
Immediately.
we don't want to lose a calf on the butcher floor,
No.
If she were like newly bred, it would be different.
Yeah.
But
not 30 days out.
no,
That's a
I don't
completely
wanna lose
different
that
ballgame.
calf and
No.
the ethics behind it and all of that.
No.
So, everything changes, but like we don't want to lose our butcher date either. You know how hard that is to get.
Right. Like, so you're telling me that you're cow shopping.
Well, no, I'm not. No, because She is in a finishing pen with 3 steers.
Okay.
They're all destined to go.
Maybe one of them just goes a little earlier than planned.
Well, get this. He's looking at my steers. We had a little bit of time to kill. And he's also looking at my steers and he says, tell me about this one. Well, this one is one that my boys purchased sight unseen, was with their money, was supposed to be an Angus, and it shows up on the trailer and we knew right away it's not Angus, it's black cow. And for whatever reason, people see black cow
and they automatically
Angus,
think
right?
Angus, yeah.
And there's a certain amount of rancher sellers or flippers or whatever who play on that and call them Angus or Angus influence or whatever, and they're just black cows, they're not Angus. And so he's a little smaller than what you would expect out of an Angus, and he's especially like on the back end, on the rump. He's got skers for like horns. So he obviously wasn't Angus.
Right.
His coat is different. So he says, tell me about this one. And I told him a little bit. I'm like, we're just, this has been an expensive lesson for my boys. He's taking a lot longer to grow out, blah, 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 blah. He said, that's a Wagyu. I said, what? He said, that's a Wagyu.
Really?
He works Wagyu on a regular basis in some Wagyu herds, and he said, I am 100% sure that is a Wagyu steer.
Wow.
Yes. So
are you going to keep him longer?
No, he's pretty much finished.
Okay.
He's going to take the butcher date. We happen to be completely out of beef at our house now.
Ooh.
I know. Like, we keep sending them to butcher thinking we're going to reserve back a share for us, and then we don't.
And then it all goes. I
It all
know.
goes.
Like
So-
every time we send anything,
Yeah.
Tori's like, it almost makes him nervous. He's like,
How much is ours?
Yeah.
Right,
like-
right. Well, I mean, beef lasts us quite a while. When we do it, we keep a half, and we also we have pork and chicken and venison, and we all of our people hunt, so we get wild turkey.
Right.
We get wild hogs we use for sausage. Like, we've got an assortment of meat, so it's not beef every day for us, even though we sell beef.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. So, we've kind of been stretching it here at the end, and we finally, we're totally out, and happened to find out that we have this Wagyu. So he said he'll do a blood test for us if we want, to confirm DNA on that. And so that's exciting that we're gonna have some Wagyu beef here.
That is awesome. I'm super curious to see how that turns out.
Yeah. So he talked to us a little bit about marbling and all kinds of fun stuff. And so I don't think he's on the smaller side, but I still don't think he's small enough for us to say we'll keep all of it. So we may have an extra bit of shares for sale.
Yeah.
That are Wagyu. I don't know.
Yeah. That's super exciting.
Yeah, we want to be for sure before we put it out there
Before
and
you
advertise
label
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that changes. We had 2 dairy girls artificially inseminated last night. So that's good. So yeah, it puts us in expecting 9 calves, I think.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is. That's more cows than I wanted to have.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Right.
Doing it.
Yeah.
So, one thing with the chickens and how that ties in, I have noticed, you were saying, your chickens are scratching the neighbors' cow patties over there.
Yeah.
We had to coop all of our birds to get them to lay eggs in one place.
Mm-hmm.
And,
yes, I call it the Great Reset. We did a Great Reset. I have to do a Great Reset about once a year.
Yeah, once or twice maybe.
Yeah.
It just depends on the birds. Yeah, my birds were everywhere. They were pooping on everything.
Right, everywhere.
They were
all up in the
They wanted to be all up
barns.
at my house now, and I'm not about having chicken crap all over my garage.
No.
I just know.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a great chicken reset going on,
Uh-huh.
and I can't let them out still because I still have seedlings back there that they'll eat right next to their coop. So I've been supplementing since they're not free ranging. All of the stuff that I pull out of the garden, I normally give to the cows.
Yeah.
It's going to the chickens.
Going to the chickens.
Yeah, and they're happy. They love the greens and that. The eggs are good. So that's what we're doing. But They're also not scratching cow patties.
Right.
And fly season is starting. So, like, I'm
Yes.
panicking a little bit about only having cooped birds right now.
Well, I mean, it's not forever, though.
No, it's not.
You know, it's not forever. And just think about how active they'll be when you let them out, you know.
Oh, man.
They'll be, like,
Yeah.
all about it.
You know what's funny, though? We have some wild turkeys that come up to the yard, and there are 2 hens I keep catching in the steer pen, scratching through the cow poop.
We've had a lot of turkeys hanging out with our cows lately too. Like,
Are they scratching?
Yeah, they're all over out there. Like whenever my cows go out there and lay down at the very back of the pasture, they'll have. I mean, yesterday I think there was maybe 5 or 6, maybe 7 turkeys out there with them.
Nice, cool.
So
yeah.
So what kind of chickens do you have though?
Oh, I have not fancy chickens.
Yeah, no, I don't really. I mean, I maybe have 1 or 2 that people would consider maybe fancy chickens.
Yeah.
But
I have like one Wyandotte, one silver lace Wyandotte.
yeah.
My rooster's a Brahma.
Okay.
We have a second rooster who is out of him and I don't know, one of the hens. So he's a half Brahma. He's actually really pretty. Of course, because I wanted to keep him because he's pretty. So he's a boy.
Yeah, all of our roosters are barnyard mixes or like an Easter egg mix. I don't even know how many roosters we have right now. If I had to guess, maybe 8.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of roosters right now, but everybody's getting along. Nobody's fighting.
Right. I always feel like it's fine as long as they're fine.
Right. You know, they all have their girls. I mean, there are a couple ringleaders, of course, amongst the roosters. And one of our main ringleaders, a friend gave us, it's a Turkin rooster, like a naked neck chicken.
I haven't seen the roosters.
And his name is Sweet Pete. Originally, it's the Sheltons. They
Okay.
bought this Turkin as what they thought was a hen, and of course he ended up being a rooster. And so I can't remember what his hen name was, but that's where Sweet Pete kind of evolved from. So he's really sweet. He's like, you know, docile. He was hand raised by those little girls, and
Right.
He's become one of our main roosters. So.
Cool. Have you hatched any eggs out of him?
No, I have not.
I want to.
I know. I keep
want
on
to.
waiting for like some little Turkins to hatch somewhere and
That would
come
be
running out from the
fun.
barn one day.
Yeah, that's cool.
We just had a few chicks hatch, but I mean, we have a lot of hawks.
Yeah.
You know, and with free range birds, I mean, hawks are our main predator
Right.
because it's something that the dogs can't scare off, really. I mean, a hawk will dive bomb in a second
And be gone with
and
the
be
bird.
gone,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So we do lose chicks, especially,
Mm-hmm.
to hawks often. So,
Yeah.
but you know, I mean, that's just kind of
It's part of
it's
it.
part of it.
It
It's,
is.
it's the cycle of life. I mean, the hawks have to eat too, and if mama hen is not going to keep her babies under cover, then
Right.
they're at risk.
Right.
And you know, with that many chickens, that's how we just kind of have to roll. So.
That's kind of like why we don't ever know how many chickens we have. Like
Right.
somebody's hatching, somebody's dying. You know, like, you know, you bring new birds in every now and then. You just really don't. We don't really have a solid number usually. I do actually today. I actually went out there and counted my birds.
Wow.
I know. I did. So, and here's why, because the joke that I get, like, so my brother is funny, like, he's taking over the family business one day. So, like, he works with my parents.
Okay.
And, you know, they just have a different life. Like, they appreciate fresh eggs. They appreciate what we do. That's just not what they want to do, you know? And so I'll say, like, I am cleaning out chicken waters and, like, you know, by the time I get all my morning chores done, it's 11 o'clock. I can see you then, kind of thing. And I'll give him the list of the things that had to get done or the things that went wrong today or whatever, you know. And he'll say, oh, well, you know, Kroger brings my food to me at my door. Like, that's how I choose to live. Like, okay, well, you know, choices, whatever.
Right. Whatever.
So I kind of did a little price comparison this morning.
Okay.
And I figured I would shoot for the cheapest available eggs, which I am guessing is like Walmart, Kroger, and Aldi.
Yeah.
I know, like, when we're grocery shopping on a shoestring, that's probably where I'll go to spend my extra penny.
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely.
If I'm looking for, like, just the cheapest thing possible, the cheapest I found are about $2.50 a dozen at those places. So right now, that's
Right now.
Yeah, right now. Who knows what it was last month or will be next month or whatever. So that $2.50 a dozen, like they go upwards of like $6 and $7 a dozen, depending on how they are labeled.
Yes, depending upon the fancy, misleading
Right.
labels.
Right, cage-free or
Right.
vegetarian or whatever that might. Actually, one of these was vegetarian. I think the Walmart one that I shopped was vegetarian, and I just like
Yes.
open palm to forehead.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Speaking of labeling, we recently watched a documentary called Chicken, which is the same guy made this documentary, Morgan Freeman, yes. And so he did the Super Size Me,
Right.
McDonald's documentary. Well, he does one now on chicken, and he opens up a chicken fast food restaurant. But it was a really great documentary. I mean, he does the whole thing from, getting meat birds and raising them all up. He does like 2,600 meat birds to open up his restaurant. And then it's basically just like a fast food chicken restaurant. But the way that he
That's some kind of project.
markets, yes, the way that he markets his chicken business and does all of his labeling, his point of the documentary is to really expose the labeling and what these labels actually legally can represent and mean, to show how misleading they are.
Right.
And I encourage everybody, just go watch the documentary.
That's cool.
It's
Is it
really-
on Netflix, you said?
I can't remember what we watched it on, but it's just, I think it's just called Chicken.
Chicken.
Yeah,
All right, I'll look for it.
definitely worth the watch.
You told me about it last week, and I haven't had a chance to
Yeah.
watch anything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, depending upon how stuff is labeled,
right, like
eggs-
some of those
eggs
were
can
up
cost-
$7 a
Yeah.
dozen,
Yeah.
honestly, and that's like I said, I just went to like the cheapest places I could think of
Yeah.
to buy eggs. So our eggs right now, because we have an influx of them off of our farm, we're selling eggs for $2.50 a dozen.
Right, they just need homes.
They just yeah. Well, $3 a dozen, $2.50 if you buy 2 dozen. So.
Yeah.
And it's just the time of year that it is, and we'll talk about that more in just a minute. So, but to compare apples to apples, like we're not selling the same eggs that you buy for $2.50 a dozen at the grocery store.
No, they are totally different.
They are totally different. And you know what? And I'll just leave it at that. Maybe check out that documentary so that you can kind of see what the differences are and how commercial eggs are brought about to the shelf.
Yes.
Is that good? Okay. Okay. So let's just say though, let's pretend for argument's sake that they are the same.
Okay.
Okay. So $2.50 a dozen. Well, I happened to buy feed yesterday at the feed mill, and the layer feed that I get, it has extra calcium, it has extra protein, all the things that you want to keep your birds healthy, is $12.80 for a 50-pound bag.
Okay.
That lasts me about a month.
Okay.
I have 14 hens and 2 roosters that I'm
Okay.
feeding that to. We have some other meat birds that get a different feed, so I won't even count that in. We're just talking about for eggs today. So I'm getting an average of a dozen eggs a day right now.
That's really good for 14 birds.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
like some days it's 10, but
Sure.
some days it's 14.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. About a dozen eggs a day. So 360 eggs a month, right? Obviously there's additional expenses. Like, I had to build a
Drive
coop.
to the feed
I
store.
had to drive to the feed store. Right.
Had to build the coop.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's an expense to buy.
Have to organize a great chicken
Birds.
reset.
Right. Right.
There's
Like
the
with my
time.
magic wand.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and I am putting time into it,
Yeah.
but chickens are like one of those things, like the animals on the farm bring me enjoyment. So like they all serve a purpose, but I enjoy having them. I wouldn't say I treat them like pets. I treat them the best I can.
Yes. They get their best chicken life.
They get their best chicken life. Yeah, they get to be the chickenest chickens.
Chicken ever.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, my point is, I'm paying $12.80 a month for 360
360
eggs.
eggs.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So, and they're much better quality than the cheapest eggs I could get at the store.
Yes.
Um,
And so people might ask us, how do we justify charging somewhere between $2.50 and $4 a dozen for
Right.
our farm eggs?
Right. Well, I'm also out there twice a day filling
Yeah.
waters, scrubbing out waters, filling
Yeah.
waters, making sure my mouth is shut when I spray the water into the waterer. You know, like that's the thing that people don't want to do or don't want to think about having to do. Like that's
Right. That's part of it. And then not to mention the feed store that we go to is about an hour away.
Right.
It's a feed store that does like locally milled feed. So it's worth the drive. It is a little bit of a cost savings, but now that gas is so much.
I'm just really not saving
I
much
mean,
by going there.
It kind of evens out.
Right.
But egg cartons are not cheap.
No.
I mean, unless you buy like 250 of them, you can get them at a decent price. But if you don't buy 250 of them, you're paying about $1 a carton.
Right. And even at 250 of them, you're still going to have to come out with like $150 at a time.
Yes.
And you're getting egg cartons in the mail and your husband's going,
Right.
What?
Right. You just spent $150 on egg cartons? Yes, because they were only 50 cents a piece.
Right. And egg wash, like our eggs have to be washed to sell, have to pay for egg wash, have to do the egg washing, you know.
And then there's the yearly license that
Right.
we have to hold in order to legally sell eggs
Right.
off of our farm, which is $138 a year.
Right, right. So there are, like if you're looking at it from why do you charge so much off of your farm, that is why.
Yeah.
But it is a cost savings to you if you decide to raise
Yes.
birds in your backyard to put
Yes.
eggs on your table.
Yes. It is a great way to put really affordable, really healthy protein. And who doesn't love eggs?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Right, they're so versatile.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
the last couple of years, we've done like small orders. I was tired of eggs. I found that our laying was so inconsistent. Like we had a lot of old hens. We had like some specialty, like they lay green eggs or they lay like the dark chocolate eggs. And those are all really fun, but they're not really great producers.
Right.
So the last couple of years, we've ordered from the hatchery, which I know isn't super sustainable, but it's an option that we have right now, so I use that option.
Sure.
I like to order those. There's a bunch of different names. There's Sex Links. The last couple of years, I've ordered something called Novagens.
I keep forgetting. I'm writing it down.
Novagen, and so
Right
they
now.
do a brown Novagen and a white Novagen. I did get those from that hatchery that we did say that we weren't ever going to purchase from again.
I'm not. I'll find them elsewhere.
They'll be somewhere else.
Yeah, I'll snag some of yours and put them in an incubator if I have to.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of hens of those.
Yeah.
So they are amazing layers.
Yeah.
If you feed them high protein, they'll start laying eggs at 4 months old. Compared to a fancier breed, it's going to be about a year until
Right.
they're laying.
Yeah,
So,
at least 8-9 months. Yeah.
you know, in my eyes, like if you're going to do something like this and spend the money on building the coop and predator proofing the coop and go ahead and get a few chickens that are going to give you high, quick production, so you get some return on your, investment and what you've put your time into building. So,
I agree.
And then just get some fancy birds for fun.
Yeah, I mean, some people that's why they want chickens.
Yeah.
Like they have
fancy.
a love for the just sitting out there and watching them, and
Yeah.
so you can get like the poofy head Polish ones, or like some people want hens to go broody and hatch babies, and
Yes.
silkies are known to do that. Even though they lay a tiny little egg, they'll sit anybody's eggs. So like you have to like figure out what is your why, what is your reason, and then kind of go from there. So if it's production, definitely search out those production breeds. If it's you want meat, like there are several, you're not going to get like your Cornish cross. Obviously, they don't
Right.
typically they don't live old enough to lay for the most part.
Yeah.
You get the occasional outlier who does.
Yeah, I have a Cornish cross rooster who's about 3.
Do you?
He's giant. He lives with Olive, my Great Pyrenees, in the chicken coop.
So
He's huge.
I wonder if
He
you
runs,
can you
too.
hatch his eggs? Like, I mean, put him with some hens and.
I don't. He's too big to get on anybody.
Oh, so he's not breeding. He's just a big guy. Okay.
Yeah, no, he's just a really big guy.
Okay.
If I had to guess, he's probably 20-something pounds.
He's like a turkey.
He's huge.
That's funny.
But that's
so
total not the norm. Not the
Yeah.
norm at all for a Cornish cross. But
Yeah.
there are a lot of breeds that are good dual purpose breeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll just touch real quick if you want to get meat birds, because we're not really focusing on that today. But there are different breeds that let you, that are like designed to grow more white meat or more dark meat. So
Yes.
like your Ranger chickens, your Freedom Rangers.
Freedom Rangers.
Somebody calls them their Red Rangers and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
They grow more dark meat, so more leg. And a lot of people, that's what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Your Cornish cross and that, they're going to grow more breast and wing meat, so you get more white meat.
Yeah.
So just depending on what your preference is,
Yeah.
we're kind of doing a combination of them at this point at our farm
Yeah.
for our own family's consumption, and going from that. But then you can get some dual purpose too,
Yeah.
so that you can keep those egg layers that lay real well for you until a certain point they're not laying as consistently, and you can stew them.
Yes. Well, I'm actually hoping, because we've been doing the mix of the Cornish crosses and the Red Rangers for the meat birds, and we kept back a rooster, and we thought we kept back 3 hens, but we actually kept back 2 hens and 2 roosters instead of 1 rooster and 3 hens. So anyway, one of them has to get butchered now for the table, but we kept those back and isolated those Red Rangers to see if they're going to start laying eggs.
Yeah.
And I would really love those to be dual purpose.
Yeah.
Um,
If you could, then you could just go with that.
I know.
Like why
Like
do you
there
need
would
any
be
more?
there would be no other need for any other breed of chicken.
Right.
So I don't know. It's an experiment. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But I really like the idea of the dual purpose bird. Then because you can just kind of, if you're just doing this for your own family, then essentially you can do it how grandma did it.
Right.
And just butcher a chicken when you need it.
Right.
It's out in the yard. It's living its happy chicken life until you're ready to put it on the table,
I like
And
that.
then you're not having to butcher and process a whole slew of meat birds.
A batch, right.
A batch, right. So to me, the dual purpose thing makes sense. And I've actually my mind was thinking about dual purpose animals the other day, and in pops this thought of, maybe I need a Dexter heifer.
Oh gosh.
Because
I told you
Dexter- I
the
know.
milk cow's coming. I told you.
Because then I'm like justifying it in my head. I'm like, well, if we got a Dexter heifer, then she could be like a milk cow and, give us some calves that could be used for meat.
Absolutely.
So,
There are a few other breeds, like Dexter's a popular dual purpose for cows, but there's a few other breeds that are like beef breeds or dairy breeds that work for both.
Okay.
But yeah, that's cool. Dexters are actually supposed to be like, what is it? I guess it's not dual. It's like tri-purpose. Like they work as oxen as well.
Oh, really?
As a working cow. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and my mind went to Dexter, I guess, because they're a smaller breed and we've got the miniature bull.
Right.
So I thought it might be a good matchup,
Yeah.
for the Aberdeen Angus bull.
Yeah, that would be good. That'd be
So,
real good.
If
You
you
get it.
happen to see one,
It'd give you
posted
enough.
anywhere.
Okay, I'll keep my eye out. You be careful what you ask for, because I will shop cows all day.
But I thought I could possibly entertain that idea as long as there was a calf involved.
To help, yes.
To help with the milking, because I'm not responsible enough to milk twice a day. I'll say it.
Dexters aren't high producers, though, generally. I mean, again, you're going to have your outlier, but you could probably get away with once a day.
Okay.
Yeah. But, I always say calf share, especially if you're new in it.
Yeah.
I love to take one day off a week
Yeah.
from milking. It
Right.
just refreshes me. It makes me, I usually do that on Sundays, and then Monday I'm super anxious to get out there and milk again. And I haven't been doing that since we moved.
Okay.
And we took calves.
Yeah.
We took calves off of cows in July last year. So I've been milking every day.
Yeah.
It's hard.
That's hard. That's
It
a
is.
lot of work.
I'm
But
ready for a break.
you spend a lot of time in your day just doing that one task alone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Anyways, back to chickens.
So yeah, some dual purpose birds.
Yep.
Astrolops, Brahmas, Orpingtons. I have a couple Orpingtons now.
Yeah.
They are great layers, and they are my broody hens too.
Yeah, they do tend to go broody. We've had a couple of buff is the color buff Orpingtons that like to go broody. Only problem we've had with Orpingtons in the past is they're very they're just real passive. They're really mild temperament, and they tend to be the easier ones to get picked off.
They get picked off.
Yeah, yeah. But they're really good birds. They're really docile birds. They lay decent, and they're fluffy.
Yeah.
Like I like the heavier, fluffier birds because they are not so flighty to get out of a space I want them to stay in.
Yes.
You know, they tend to not be the very best producers, but they're decent.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and speaking of flighty birds, that's one thing that is kind of a con of those sex-link birds and the Novagens and the Freedom Rangers and, you know, all of those types of birds. They are very flighty. They are going to go where they want to go.
Yeah.
It's, you know, if you don't have like walls and a roof
Right.
and a good door, they're going to fly over it.
Right.
So,
Leghorns are like one of your best producers, but like they generally don't like people. They don't want to be cuddled. So if you're a family wanting to cuddle your chickens, they're not going to like you.
that's not your breed.
That's not your breed, but they do lay really, really well.
Yeah.
Okay. There's another one I didn't put on our list though, Jenny, that I thought of later is the breast chickens.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've had those in the past, and they are an excellent dual purpose. They
Okay.
lay well. Their meat is so good. It's just
Yeah.
so flavorful and tender, and I really would like to get those again. If you're using them as a meat bird, they take longer to grow out,
Right.
obviously, but they lay big eggs. When our birds go through a molt, which is also we need to make sure we hit. When they go through a molt, the breasts are the ones who seem to keep laying.
Okay.
Like I'm not getting any eggs except out of the breasts, and they're nice big eggs.
Okay.
So I have one. I've had her for like 6 years. She's the last out of a group that I had. She still lays eggs. They're not the best eggs, so I don't sell them at all. I might use them if we just need egg white for something because they have like almost no yolk in them.
Oh, really?
Like she's just old,
Okay.
you know, like I should just do away with her and put her in a pot, but I haven't. So, but yeah, breast is a good one.
Okay. Yeah, we have an Easter egger that I think is like 8 years old,
Yeah?
and she still lays eggs.
Wow.
She's a tiny little bird too.
That's funny.
So she's our old lady. We got a couple old ladies like that.
Yeah, that's fun. You can really geek out on like egg color and searching for like, if you get this kind of rooster and cross it with this kind of hen, then you'll get this color egg. And like you can really have fun with that if that's your thing. I like a colorful egg basket myself.
I do too. I mean, it's just more fun.
It is.
It's
Like, I
just
got a blue one today.
But then when you actually pack eggs to sell, do you like arrange them in a certain
I
way?
do.
I do too.
I do, because I don't want like all the green eggs to be on one end. It looks funny.
No, like I'll do like, you know, like I'll like stagger my biggest brown
Green,
eggs,
brown,
blue
white,
egg,
blue,
and
yeah.
it looks all pretty.
It's
And
funny. We're dorks. Okay, so let's just say you've been talked into getting chickens.
okay.
You can mail order your chicks. You can just Google search, you know, hatcheries that you can order from. Find what it is that you're looking for. They all have good descriptions on those breeds.
Yeah.
And then
And then you have a choice too when you shop from a hatchery. Do you want male, female?
Right.
Do you want unsexed birds?
right.
And I found that the hatchery birds are a little more accurate with their sexing than say like your local farm supply store.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that completely. You can also get like vaccinated if
Yes.
that's what you want.
Yes.
There's all kinds of little options
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
You can pick your date that they ship. So like if you know you're going to want some new birds in the fall, you can go ahead and order them now.
Right, and go ahead and set your ship date out for, I don't know how far out they go.
Yeah,
but,
it's
you know,
months. It's far.
Yeah, you can choose your ship date, and so there's lots of pros from buying from a hatchery. I mean, they usually have like a huge selection, but they also have minimum orders.
Yeah. So okay, if you're going to order from a hatchery, here's my recommendation: go in with a
Yes, go in
couple
with
of
a
friends,
friend.
like groups.
Yeah.
And say, you know, I want 6 birds, you want 6 birds, they want 6 birds. They usually have like a minimum of 5 of the same breed.
Right, and then 15 birds on the order total.
Something like
is
that,
usually
yeah.
the minimum.
Yeah. And then you can, the more you buy, the cheaper
The
the
cheaper
cost
they
is
are.
per bird. So you can split that. Just do one shipping if it's a place that doesn't offer free shipping or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's all stuff to consider.
And then too, if you are going to order chicks from a hatchery, I recommend trying to find a hatchery that's at least somewhat near your region that you live in.
Yeah.
You know, especially you got to be careful ordering like super early in the springtime when everybody wants to order chicks, because those chicks have to go through the mail, and they're not packed with heaters.
No.
Granted, the hatcheries are very good at packing their birds so they stay nice and warm, but we've had big losses from birds being shipped through a cold snap that was unexpected. So the shorter amount of time that they have to travel, I think the better.
Yeah, we've had issues, like when we had shipping issues 2 years ago, we ordered some birds and we got an entire order shipped dead. They were all dead.
I've picked up a whole order like that before too.
Yeah, now the hatcheries are really good about guaranteeing alive on delivery, and you know they replace them. It just was a headache to deal with.
Yeah,
So,
and then poor little birds.
Right. Well, so just keep those things in mind. Like you don't want to order in August, probably. You don't want to order in January.
No.
And you know, I probably shouldn't have ordered when I knew there were shipping delays. You know, like bad on me.
Yeah, the time that we had a big loss, it was super early in the spring, and I knew, like, I never order birds in February, and I did it anyways just to get a jump, and it created a setback is all it really did.
Right, right. Because then you have to wait for more to be available.
Yeah.
So
not worth it. Because you definitely want to make sure that you're set up good, you know, when your chicks arrive.
Right.
You know,
right.
got to be prepared.
For
So what's
sure.
your brooder setup?
So like right now, I have some chicks hatching out of the incubator. I have 2 have hatched. There's more hatching, and like 2 hatched early, like day 18.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Did they live?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
great, but like, okay, it's day 21 now. They've got to eat. So I took them out finally today. So it's just 2 little birds, and mine are just in like a big bin. It's a little feed trough, like a rubber feed trough. You could use a Rubbermaid bin.
Yeah.
I've seen people use like all kinds of weird things. And then we do wood shavings in the bottom because that can easily just be dumped out and replaced. It absorbs up urine and manure. If they spill over their water, it gets absorbed up so they're not swimming. And then we have, this is like super, like, I don't know, junky. So it's a bin, and then the cats like to watch them.
Of course they do.
So we have like a broken apart cage, animal cage, that I have just like laid over the top to keep the cats from getting the poor little chickies out of there. We do use a heat lamp. That's something I like to get away from and just use like a heat, the like infrared plates or whatever they are.
Yeah, and then a friend of mine has like a stand-up heater.
Exactly.
And it's not like if it falls over, it's not a fire danger.
Right.
They can't get burned on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still using the old school heat lamps too, and
Right.
there is a risk.
There
You
is.
got to be careful setting it up, and you've got to make sure that's secure because
Right.
that lamp falls,
Right.
and you're going to have a big fire on your hands.
Right. Not only that, those lamps have a history of just catching fire. Like they don't have to catch something else on fire. Like the bulb could explode
They get hot.
They get hot, right? So I'd like to move away from them, but for now it's working. So that's what they're under. Freshwater, food. That's pretty much it. Like, and then that is in my like we call it the milk barn. It's a place where there's feed and stuff. There's like just stuff.
The chicks are in the milk
The
barn.
chicks, the chicks are in there. So it's a place where the wind isn't going to get them, the rain's not going to get them.
Yeah, I would say the draft is a big killer of chicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get a cold draft and they're the slightest bit wet,
right,
they're done.
Right. Now, Jenny, when you order like your meat chicks, you do a bigger order than I do. So you have a bigger brooder set up?
I do. I have a big brooder, but I have a small one that I use too. And my small one I actually used it for years. Somebody was advertising a cracked pond liner on Craigslist.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh, a cracked pond liner.
Like a koi pond.
Yeah, like a black koi pond. And so I went and picked up that, and I paid $10 for it.
Nice.
This cracked liner.
He's probably like, this girl, paying money for this broken thing.
And so what I did was I covered the top, so the opening of the pond liner, I covered that with hardware cloth. And then I flipped that upside down, so the hardware cloth is on the bottom. The pond liner is now upside down, and I cut a hole through the top of it, and I just put that on the grass, and the chicks go right in there, and it's a black pond liner, so even when it's cold outside, it gets nice and warm in there.
Perfect.
And so that's like my smaller setup. If I'm doing, less than 20, 25 birds, I'll put them in that little one, and they can stay in that little thing for a while.
Yeah.
It's a pretty decent sized pond liner, so sometimes I'll bring that up on the porch. Sometimes it'll be like in my little greenhouse that I have.
Okay.
And that works really well, and it wasn't something that cost a ton of money. The hardware cloth and the $10 cracked liner.
We also have like a similar setup that I'd gotten from a friend to use with quail. They're smaller when they hatch, but I've used it for chicks as well. It's just a smaller little bin, so I don't use it a lot. But it's like a clear Rubbermaid bin. It has a lid. She took half of the lid and cut the top out of it. She cut the lid in half and cut the top out of that one half. Covered it in hardware cloth, like used zip ties to cover it with, and that's it.
That's it.
It's as simple as that. So then that lid easily comes on and off. It's not drafty, but it is well ventilated still.
Right.
And it's easy to keep it warm in there. You just put a light on that hardware cloth side. And so like you got to keep them warm. When mama hen hatches birds out or in the incubator, they are hatching at about 100 degrees. So you want to keep them nice and warm at that 99, 100. And for the first, I don't know what the official time frame is. I know you want to bring it down slowly.
I think you start at 100 degrees, and every week you reduce it by 5 degrees.
Okay.
Until you get to
whatever the air temperature is, I guess, wherever you are.
Yeah, I guess it would depend on what area you're in.
Yeah, I keep them under light until they have feathers.
Yeah, and this is for egg layers.
Right.
Meat birds are a totally different story in the brooder. I can put meat birds in there and have them out of the brooder if it's nice outside in 2 weeks.
Right.
They just grow faster, and they don't need the heat lamp as long as like an egg laying chicken.
Right.
Some egg layers you'll have in there for like 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, they're a little needier.
Depending upon the time of year. So
yeah, I don't take mine out until they're feathered.
Yes.
And it's nice out.
Yeah.
So like this time of year would be fine for us and here in April, but I don't follow like the hard fast rules on that. So
no, I don't either.
Hesitate to try to quote them.
Yeah. No, I don't follow the hard fast rules, especially on the heat lamp.
Right.
Thing.
Like,
it
feels good.
I really look in there and I use my senses. Like, okay, what am I seeing?
Right.
Am I seeing all these chicks huddled up underneath this heat lamp?
Right.
Like they're freezing
They're cold. Yeah.
Or are they as far away as they can get from that heat lamp, all laid out,
Right. We need to raise that up
all
some.
separated?
They're hot.
They're too hot.
Yeah.
You know, what you want to see when you look in there are birds that are actively moving around. Nobody's huddling. Nobody's sprawled out.
Right.
Everybody's just kind of comfortable, you know, and doing their own thing and looking normal. So that's kind of how I gauge my heat.
Me too.
But I think roughly they say that you want one heat lamp for every 25 birds.
Okay.
And when I do big batches of meat birds, we usually do 55 or 60, and I run two heat lamps.
Yeah. Yeah. If we do that many, we'll use 2 lamps as well.
Yeah. So I think that is about right.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, that covers brooder, except for water. I mean, I know with my chicks, I always do something to their water.
Something special. Yeah. Yeah. I do magic water, is what we call it. I don't know where I came up with that. I've heard of several different special things, but this is kind of what we fine-tuned it to. So, you know what? I said I'd post that tomato blight recipe a couple weeks ago, and it took me forever to find it. I found it. I posted it on our Facebook page.
Yes.
So I have this one though, so I'll post this pretty quick too. But magic water is a quart of warm. I use warm water, so that when you put in your 1 teaspoon of honey, just a good raw honey, that it easily mixes into the water. 2 crushed garlic cloves. You can cheat if you don't have that and just used powdered garlic. That would be fine. And then I do a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, like the kind with the mother. It's a good little probiotic for them. A couple drops of oregano essential oil.
Yes. I use oregano a lot with my chickens.
Yeah, me too. We had I hesitate to say like a bird flu. It wasn't a bird flu. What did we have? We had some kind of respiratory something go through my flock. A bunch of years ago was when I learned about oregano, and I just kept picking fresh oregano and feeding it to them and putting essential oil in their water, and they made it through it. It was like a nasty, we were losing birds, and then when I started doing that, we stopped losing them right away.
Yeah.
So I have kept up with that.
Oregano is super powerful.
It is. It's antiviral. It's antibacterial. So is the honey.
Yep.
So that's
and the garlic.
And the garlic. Yes. Yes. So that's what
and
we.
The apple cider vinegar.
That's what we do. It gives them a little boost. It gives them a little bit of like the honey gives them a little bit of calorie, you know, that they're drinking in right away.
Yeah.
And we dip their beaks in them. So if your chicks come from the mail, as you unpack them, each and every one, when we take them out of the box, we dip their beak in that water and then turn them loose into the little brooder box. So, you said you do special things with yours too, with water.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
any combination of those things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever do it the same twice.
Yeah, and I only do that like when we first get them. So like maybe the first 2 water changes, I'll keep that up unless if there's a problem, like we had that bad hatch come.
Yes.
I kept that up and it didn't make a difference.
No, it didn't make a difference either. That did not help. Whatever that was had to run its course.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know what the deal with that was, but I've also though there's been times where I didn't have all those ingredients, and at Tractor Supply they sell little packets of electrolytes to put in your chicken water, and like a powdered probiotic to put in your chicken water, and you mix it up and it makes it like Gatorade, you know, like chicken Gatorade.
Gatorade.
Sometimes I do the chicken Gatorade.
Yeah, you can order those from the hatcheries sometimes too to come in with your chicks. So we're running long on time here now.
Are we?
We are.
We can talk about chickens.
We can, apparently. Okay, so let me kind of scroll through real quick. Okay, let's talk real quick just briefly about your chicken coop. Is going to be much like your brooder. You want clean feed, clean water. If you don't do an auto water, you're cleaning it out every day.
A place where they can get out of the draft.
Right.
But then you don't want it all closed up.
Right. You don't want, no.
They need some fresh air too.
Yeah.
And then the option to get out of the draft.
Right. Yeah. They need some roof. It doesn't have to be completely roofed, but they do like to get sunshine sometimes too. There's all kinds of fun treat things you can do for them if you like. You can purchase like dead mealworms or live mealworms. You can farm mealworms or whatever. Other supplements, oyster shells, if you're not using a good layer feed with good calcium, you might want to add that in as a supplement to throw in once or twice a week. That's something that's going to help make nice hard shells. But they do need some grit, some rocks if they're cooped and they're not out picking up rocks. Chickens have a crop, which is that gizzard, and they need rocks. They'll ingest rocks. It'll sit in their gizzard, and that's what grinds up their food. So if you don't do that, you're going to end up with a sick chicken. Mm-hmm. And so make sure if they're cooped that you're throwing some grit in there for them. Nesting boxes as they get older.
Yes, nesting boxes for sure as they get older. And it's important to make sure you keep your nesting boxes clean.
Yeah.
Because chickens can get mites and little bugs on them. Almost, I don't want to say lice, but it's almost
there
like
is a
chicken
louse.
lice.
Yeah.
But things like that really tend to, if you're not cleaning out your nesting boxes, they can get bugs in them and be nasty and affect your chickens in a bad way. So
yeah, and you don't want to have chickens sleeping in their nesting box because they will poop in there and then they will lay eggs in there too, and you will have poopy eggs, and that's a pain. Yeah. So you want to make sure you have clean bedding in that box. Without, I like to close them off if I can. Right now, our nesting box is not closed off at night, so I need to put a door on it, and somebody is sleeping in the box. So every day, I have to get out there before anybody lays any eggs and clean out the bedding, add new bedding.
Right.
And it's a pain. It's another step in my morning. That's a pain in the butt right now. But I need to get a door put on there.
Yeah. And definitely make sure that you're putting up some roosts in your chicken coop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That way, because they like to be able to fly up. It kind of helps them feel protected. Mm-hmm. So
safe.
A good roost is good to have.
Yeah.
And then if you have a good roost, and a lot of them use it, it makes it really easy to get the chicken manure out from under the roost because it's all going to pile up under that roost.
Yes.
And it makes it an easy grab to compost for the garden.
Yes. Yeah, that is a good point. Really good point. Okay, so then we have we're 56 minutes in. So we have problems that you might come across. Maybe we should do a part 2, or we could do problems with our farm animals or anything like that.
Yeah, I feel like chickens across the board are pretty easy.
Right.
Really, it comes down to the basics. Give them a good feed.
Yeah.
Make sure that they have clean water.
Right.
And
checking that multiple times a day if you're in the hottest part of summer. You might realize, I need to double their water containers.
Yeah, my meat chickens right now, they only have 1 5-gallon container, and I have to fill that up twice a day.
Yeah.
They drink a lot of water.
They do.
So, I think as a whole with most animals, if you're feeding them properly and you make sure that they have clean water and you worm them.
Yeah.
Once a year.
Right.
They're going to be pretty healthy animals.
Yeah.
As a blanket statement.
Right. Yeah. We don't spend a whole lot of time on a sick chicken at our house,
No.
or an injured. I will take care of somebody if they're injured, but I'm not taking it to the vet.
No.
So that might sound harsh, but that's just the reality of farm life.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I have 130 chickens in my yard right now.
There's a dime a dozen. Yeah.
If I took every one of them to the vet when they were sick, I would be in the poorhouse.
I get it. Okay, well then I'll do this. Let's do this and just a real quick rundown of common problems. So mites, worms. If you find that you're not getting eggs for some unknown reason, you need to check them for mites. They'll get scaly legs as a sign of mites. You can kind of look under their feathers at their skin. 1 drop of a topical ivermectin under each wing will do the job. So that's good.
And then as a good preventative to mites and to help them bounce back for that, if you make a little corner in your chicken coop or in the chicken run somewhere and make a diatomaceous earth dust bath.
Yes.
because chickens love a dust bath, and it's kind of essential for them. If they don't have somewhere where they can go and flap their wings around in the dust, I mean, that's just one of the things that helps keep them healthy.
Yes,
So
it's one of the things that helps prevent mites. Yeah.
and I would say about once a year, I really take a pretty good amount of DE and do the inside of my coop. Do a big clean out, DE everything, rebed it.
Yeah.
And that helps keeps down, the worms, the parasites, the mites.
Yep. If you do find that you have a worm problem, or you suspect a worm problem, like if it's really bad, you will see roundworms in their poop. You can buy the Safeguard pellets and just throw them out as feed.
Like the ones that you give the pigs?
Yeah,
or
the cow. Yes,
That's usually
Safeguard.
what I give the pigs and the cows.
And Safeguard has no egg withdrawal, like no
Nice.
meat or milk withdrawal period. It's safe
Right.
to use in lactating dairy and all of that. So like you don't have to wait a certain amount of time after treating. Like if you treat them with the ivermectin, there's an egg withdrawal period. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but there's a certain amount of time that you don't want to eat those eggs. But that's not the case with the Safeguard pellets. You just throw them out, they eat them, and you're good. Yeah. I
love all-purpose things.
Oh, Safeguard is definitely one of falls in that category for sure. Let's see. Injuries, Blue Coat is a spray that we've used for flesh wounds. Like we have seen flesh wounds down to the bone.
Yes.
We've seen like where, you can see all the meat in the bird and everything.
Yes.
Spray that Blue Coat a couple of times.
Blue
and they're
Coat
good.
is amazing.
Yeah.
That is a great product.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you almost always have to have that on hand.
I agree for any animals, but it works especially well for birds. Also, separating an injured bird from the flock, because if chickens see blood, they will pick at it like crazy. So sometimes that happens just like, your rooster gets a little too aggressive with a hen and her comb gets pecked a little too much and it starts to bleed. Well, then all the other hens will start picking at her and they'll pick her till she dies.
Yes.
So she'll need to be separated.
Which is actually, you've heard the expression rose-colored glasses.
Yeah.
Do you know where that comes from?
I don't.
Okay. It is like back in the day, they had there's vintage rose-colored glasses that were made specifically for chickens. And if a chicken in your flock had an injury, all the other chickens would get their rose-colored glasses put on them, so they wouldn't peck the chicken.
I had no idea. So these chickens are wearing glasses?
Yes, I was watching like like Antique Roadshow, that show or whatever.
Yeah,
somebody had a pair and brought them out, and everybody was floored.
I can't imagine seeing that.
Yes, and so that's where that came from. Rose-colored glasses.
That's so funny. I knew it was something like vintage, but I had no idea it was for glasses for chickens. It's funny.
And they're little too. They're, the size of a chicken head.
Yeah, that's like hilarious. Because like chickens, their eyes are on the sides of their head.
I know. I mean, we don't use them anymore, so I guess they didn't
Why not?
at all.
Oh, well, okay.
Like, can you imagine trying to keep these glasses on your chicken?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, do they pin them? Do they rubber band? I don't know. That's funny. I'm going to have to Google some images for that.
Yeah, so cool fact.
Yeah, so I think that's good. I mean, you can Google any other possible issues or shoot us a message if you want.
Yeah.
You can. We are available at AmericanFarmsteadHers@gmail.com.
Yep.
You can check out our Facebook page and message us through that. We both get those messages. And so if you have any questions about keeping chickens or
if you're ready to learn, we actually got some classes posted up on our Facebook website. So
we did.
Yeah, we're going to do some hands-on on-farm classes. We have a live gardening online workshop that we're going to do to help y'all if y'all have questions about starting a garden or maybe garden design, but we're just going to chat about that online. That one is free. Do you remember the date off the top of your head?
I think it's next Friday, so it's April 29th, I believe.
Yeah, the 29th. It's a Friday evening. We are going to do that live class. So if you're interested, you can go to American Farmstead Hers on Facebook and find the event and sign up for that. After that, we've got
Sound like a record. I'm sorry.
after that, we've got a hands-on chicken processing class that is going to be done at my farm at the Grahamstead, and that date is May.
Oh, that one's June 4th.
June 4th. The canning
class is
in
next.
May.
Yeah.
Donna is going to hold a canning class at Hazel Bell Farm, and that one is May 5th.
6th. Yep.
May 6th.
It's a Friday.
I promise it's all on my calendar.
Yeah. She's going from memory. You're doing pretty well. Yeah. So I haven't decided. I think we're going to do a 2-part canning class.
Okay.
Because we want to cover like the basics and then water bath canning. I want to cover pressure canning as well, but I think there's just not enough time to do it in one session.
And there's no reason to rush it,
Right.
Focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
And
So maybe a part 2 for those who are ready for it. So I think we're going to stick to water bath canning for this first canning class. You'll leave with some recipes.
Yep.
You'll leave with some jars of food. It'll be fun.
Yeah. So if you're local and you want to check it out, find the event on our Facebook page.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Well, until next week. We don't know what the topic is next week.
I don't know.
I think we're going to go eggs. No one we said we needed to do. Yeah, we get a lot of questions about what to do with all these eggs. So you people who are keeping chickens and you are getting an abundance at the moment, we're going to talk about eggs and what to do with all of them and how to preserve and all of that.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Talk to y'all next week.
Later.
Bye.